This NFL Picks Week 7 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog has just added Pick'em Scorchers where you can win 100 times your entry. Plus, every Sunday they're giving away $100,000. Use promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $500. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. And we're giving away $3,000 in our NFL Second Chance Survivor contest presented by Corey Pinkston and Barking Dog Properties. The contest starts this weekend and it's free to enter. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor.
Dog. Hi, this is Merrill Hodge, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Oh, I'm feeling so good right now. For considering 1 and 5,
Smoking my weed.
so good.
Oh, I didn't know
Football.
I didn't know we were gonna talk about the Giants this early.
Oh,
Ryan.
I'm clear.
Okay.
I'm very clear right now. Very clear, very focused. Feel very locked in on this week. I've heard the couple people in my life say that this is a tricky week. Really, just Josh and little pre-production. He said it was a tricky week. Only person I've spoken to about football games this week outside of my gardener.
Oh wow!
And I'm ready.
Ryan, we did tape a Thursday Night Football props podcast.
You and Moonoff are the other people
Okay.
I've spoken to, but that's on air. People have seen that. I'm pulling back the curtain.
You're explaining your behind the scenes football.
I tried to chop it up with my oldest daughter, but she wasn't having it.
Yeah, when your team sucks as a kid, you just kind of bail.
Oh no, not that. Just the idea of like throwing on a football podcast, trying to listen to something together, bond over some EPA, some CPOE.
Oh, you know what? My wife loves like high stakes GPP fantasy analysis. When guys start talking about leverage off and pivoting off of contrarian plays, that nothing gets a chick wetter than that kind of talk.
You want to hear a funny story about your wife?
Sure.
So we're coming back from Vegas a couple weekends ago. And for whatever, I think I was coming back to the studio actually to set something up for you. And I get gas. I bump into to your wife, and we start talking about the show or VSiN and it does it. We land on the fact that she told me her take on those GPP bros. Very dry. She's like, oh yeah, I've heard what some of it sounds like.
I honestly forget who we're listening to, but
Probably the first time she's directly complimented the show to me.
Oh.
She's like, "Oh, you guys are way better than them."
She goes, is this guy married? And I go, no, I don't think so. She goes, it doesn't sound like it. So sounding like a guy who's not getting a ton of action.
Wow.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
I mean, we got a ton of action going on here at the Sports Gambling Podcast. First off, it starts this weekend, this NFL weekend. You got to get your pick in. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. $3,000 up for grabs. Winner take all. You guys know how Survivor works. If there are multiple winners, we'll chop it up. That's what you do. Presented by Corey Pinkston and Barking Dog Properties. $3,000 and it's completely free. You want to talk about plus EV? You want to talk about massive overlay opportunity? sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor.
Couple teams represented on that graphic that I would not be looking to play in a second chance Survivor.
You're not looking to get some Commanders action going?
I mean, Chargers at this point and I'm looking at the number right now, Sean.
Yeah.
I know we said that if the number gets big enough, and we don't want to have to say the number.
I know what the number is.
If it gets big enough, then maybe there's a bonus for beating old Ryan and Sean.
Oh yeah. Outlast Sean and Ryan. Are we gonna? I think we're playing our own individual entries, right? Or
yeah.
Are you going to be playing the same picks we play in the Circa Survivor?
Well, that's a personal question.
Okay, because don't reveal your strategy on
We
air.
can also play a group entry.
If I win the
Maybe
second
it's
chance Survivor, fuck the audience. I'm keeping the $3,000.
Maybe we play a show entry and you got to beat the show entry.
Oh, all right.
Just to keep it simple.
We'll figure it out. But we have not gotten to the number of signups we're looking for. Tell a friend. It's Survivor too. It's not like your dipshit buddy's going to make a difference.
Also, I don't know if I like the idea of just getting people to start rooting against our act, because I'm sure our Survivor pick won't have any variance from our actual Survivor.
See, that's why
pick.
we can't do that, Ryan. Yeah, we'll have to figure out a different bonus prize. But again, tell a friend, getting them a perfect way to introduce them to the show. Hey, do you like a chance to win $3,000? Yes. Well, all you got to do is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor.
Survivor's really easy too.
Yeah.
And you don't be like one of those 60 some odd people that did not submit their picks in Circa Million.
It just
how many
big loser energy.
How many people will not submit picks in the second chance?
I mean,
Survivor?
imagine this run you could go on. You could win the second chance Survivor. That would give you $3,000. You could buy a Circa Millions and a Circa Survivor, still have $1,000 walking around in your pocket, and then go on an epic. We're given a chance, basically a $3,000 free roll into next year's Circa Survivor. Because if I won it, that's what I would do. I would take that $3,000.
Yeah, I was having a quick solo brainstorming session
Of what you would do at $3,000.
No, of what we could do to spruce up the second chance Survivor even more.
The chat is lit as always. Shout out to Weehawk. I know he's a big fan. Hooked us and the college experience guys up. Sent a gift package to the office. Included some moonshine. That's how you know you have legit fans when mason jars of moonshine show up at the office.
Sean, call it grain alcohol.
Grain alcohol,
classier.
Yeah, it does.
A little classier.
It was funny. I've been doing this show on Saturdays over on Doug Stanhope's YouTube channel that we tape here in the office. And Doug was in town. It's me, Doug, and another comedian, Brendan. And I go, hey, I got some moonshine here, some grain alcohol, because Doug, fellow guy who likes a cocktail, and he goes, I'm doing good. He responded by going, I'm not a wealthy man, but I can afford to consume alcohol with a label on it. I go, oh, look at this guy, hot to trot, Mister. I don't buy alcohol from drink moonshine from podcast listeners.
Do you know why it's called moonshine?
No, I don't.
It's not anything clever or super crafty. It's just simply because when it was illegal, they made it at night.
Yeah, okay.
Under the light of the moon.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
little shine.
Yeah, I learned something useful,
Kramer, real quick. I know we're not a show that likes to tout, but coming off a
real quick,
nice run here, 4-0 on our locks, 4-1 on our Circa Millions plays, and we had the Chiefs on Survivor. So doing all right. Hanging in there.
I would also, I think our group entry is, we need to have some
need a little
ceiling
heater.
Weeks,
but we're 16-13-1, which normally if you're at that kind of percentage, you're feeling 16 out of 30. I don't know, whatever it is off the top of my head, but was that 32% or sorry, 52% or
50. We'll say.
I guess it depends on how you grade the push, honestly.
Well, you just ignore it. Really.
Okay.
You're supposed to just ignore it. So yeah, I mean, 55%.
55%. The pros are 53%. We're 2% better than the pros.
Unfortunately, this breaking even's 52%. The pros are probably 55%. They'd probably tell you 60% is unattainable, and yet every year someone wins the contest at 70%. And so in this contest, you're probably going to have to be brushing up against the old holy grail of 69%.
But we've done good enough to we're still live bullet in the Circa Millions.
Oh, 100%. And we also both have some solo entries that are somehow doing slightly better.
Yes. My my one with my high school buddies, 19-10-1.
So I have the same, same thing.
Kramer's
Me
and
cousin Mush is involved.
I don't even know if producer Josh wants to talk about.
No, we're not going to talk about it.
But
Josh is rarefied air,
pretty high up there. All right.
Same kind of vibe as me. About 3 minutes to go in that Raiders Patriots game. Feeling pretty mighty.
That was that Pats beat was horrific. Also, shout out to my co-host on the Diehard Eagles. So Justin, he goes, "Man, I saw Kramer hit a massive parlay."
Oh, you son of a!
And
bitch.
he wasn't fucking with. He wasn't doing it to bust your chops. He honestly just shows you how much people pay attention to stuff on the internet. I go, no, actually, he needed the Pats, and it was one of those things. I didn't even think to, like, it wasn't even in my head to like, hey, don't consider this a cash because you're going to be jinxing it. Never even crossed my mind.
What kills me is as I walk it back in my mind, as I'm walking around with my youngest daughter through a Halloween store, watching on my phone, and then occasionally having it freeze and having to check the score app, is I really regretted rooting for the Patriots to get that stop on defense. And I feel like I put some positive energy in the universe, and I partially my fault. So now I'll never see that $10,406.50. Well, hold on.
Oh, well, maybe you will. Right?
Wait, here it is.
Oh, he's keeping the ticket.
$10,206.65.
Much like Jalen Hurts. Ryan, are you going to make that your lock screen on your phone? Because Jalen Hurts did that. Jalen Hurts did that as motivation. He came so close to winning the Super Bowl, didn't quite get it. The confetti rained down on him. He didn't get it, but instead of being a bitch, he just used that to motivate him.
New profile pic. That actually might be funnier.
All right, let's get into the picks. Before we do that, you know our lead pipe lock when it comes to getting game tickets. Game Time. Love Game Time. I've used Game Time a bunch now. I used them for when I went to the Eagles Rams with my buddy Justin from the Diehard Eagles podcast. Go Birds. Oh man, those quick sidebar. The fights at SoFi Stadium have been amazing. If you haven't, Colby is retweeting them left and right, but those are so fun to watch. The SoFi fight where they're slipping around. As a guy who used to work on a clip show, I've seen so many fight videos. But with all the spilled beer, it really added another entertaining element. And it's a perfect reminder. Just the live game experience is unmatched. I don't know if Game Time wants me to talk about guys duking it out, but come on, that's why you go to a game, because crazy shit might happen. You were like, oh, I can't believe I missed it. Sitting at home, it's not quite the same. Game Time, the Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Little secret, they don't do that because you can't find tickets cheaper. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SGPN for 20% off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create the account, redeem the code SGPN for 20% off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And also shout out to the NFL Gambling Podcast guys. They're doing a review contest. Drop your favorite touchdown bet anytime first whatever over on the NFL Gambling Podcast as a review. Leave your YouTube handle. Biggest cash wins a $50 SGPN gift card.
Well done, Sean.
Thank you.
The fight commentary earlier. Look, I just earlier today, one of the kids comes home. They show me the video of some fight that happens at school, which, by the way, it's sad. It's embarrassing. You're gonna get caught on film. That's the thing about getting in a fight in public nowadays. Not only do you have to potentially show up to work the next day looking like you got your ass kicked, but someone's gonna get it on film. And you don't train to be a fighter. You are not a professional. Odds are you're not even in shape. Odds are when you slip and fall, your groin's going to hurt. You're going to throw out your back.
It would make a great reality show, just impromptu fights, but it really highlights how out of shape and unfightable most adults are.
I screen grabbed a part of the fight where like the guy is literally like doing the whole put up your dukes.
It looked like it looked like Bugs Bunny fighting Daffy Duck, where he's like, or those guys in the 1800s where they fight like this. Like, put your fists up, protect your face, keep going at them, and then take them to the ground and start beating the shit out of them.
And I keep telling my daughters,
you don't want to stay up in a fight.
Well, just don't fight anymore because people record it, and don't be the person recording it. Honestly, if I was in a real fight and the blood was pumping, and I saw someone holding a phone, they would be getting shrapnel. Like there would be random shots being fired at people with phones. But anyway, Before we get started, we do probably have some congratulations in order.
Okay.
Our commissioner, Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
The big news.
Goodell.
Do you have any
Congrats,
music
commish.
to play for? Yeah. Oh, just that. Just the. His deal was set to.
Don Goodell.
His deal was set to expire in the spring of 2024, so it's coming up. He's obviously doing a great job, making the owners lots
League
of
never
money.
been better.
And he was making $64 million annually, and it was apparently he's gotten a raise. So, my God, is he worth more than any single player in the National Football League?
That is, according to him, yes, definitely. If you ask Roger Goodell, although is he worth more than Caleb Williams? Because apparently Caleb Williams thinks he's going to get a piece of the team ownership that drafts him, which is
well, I mean. Sean, what's going on here?
What do you
Sorry,
mean?
I'm choking a little bit, but why? Like, is his dad like a closeted fucking like ball dad?
Yeah, I mean, it does feel like the Ball family type of negotiating that they're getting involved in. No one is going to give you a piece of the team.
Like,
you
why
haven't played
we
it
heard
down
you?
in the NFL.
This is the second
And
time.
also, bad time to leak that news after you get destroyed by Notre Dame. Shout out to the chat. The chat is requesting talk of the pretzel crust pizza. Little Caesars is not on this episode, but you should go to Little Caesars. And my passion is still here for the pretzel crust pizza, pepperoni, so delicious.
Yeah, hit up Little Caesars. Let them know that we sent you. Let them know Sean.
Tweet at Little Caesars and say, "Damn, I love hearing about pretzel crust." That might be good for business.
Tag us, tag Little Caesars. Who knows? We might get an unlimited supply of Little Caesars.
All of a sudden the ad reads maybe pick.
Yeah, maybe we could get some pizza parties going on for 100%. Some fans.
Dude, I'll hook up anyone. Give me some Little C's gift cards.
Send a man in a toga to your house with some hot, ready to eat pizzas.
It's obviously going to be Patty C. Patty C also hot and ready.
He's in the other room with the photo shoot right now.
Kramer, let's talk games. What do we got?
Thursday night. That's all. No further congratulations for Commissioner Goodell.
He's doing a great job. Bang up job, Roger Goodell.
All right.
Yeah.
Thursday night. What way to celebrate the commissioner's new signing with a Jaguars Saints game. Underrated jerseys though on Thursday night. We got the Jags. All right, so got to talk about it. The look ahead was 1.5 for the Jags. Now it's Saints -1, -120 on the money line. Jags plus 140 is the total. The line movement is about Trevor Lawrence.
Yes, Goldilocks.
He's bumped up a little bit. He got a boo-boo at the end of the game. Classic. What maybe he shouldn't have been out there. Who knows? I know the game got a little bit close there at the end, but if he's hurt, it's either CJ Beathard who's getting the snaps with the ones or Nathan Rourke.
Yeah.
Is he the guy from the MAC? Maybe
I think it definitely is beat hard if Trevor Lawrence doesn't go. I don't know if you're a Jags fan, if you're a Jags backer, what do you want? Banged up Trevor Lawrence or a healthy CJ Beathard? That's tough. If he's really dealing with a knee thing, this is going to be tough. And it looks like the Jags, they could be without Brandon Sheriff and cornerback Tyson Campbell. This is interesting.
And Walker Little, the other guard. Both guards could be out.
Yeah, and on the other side, the Saints' offensive line is really banged up. Offensive tackles Ryan Ramczyk, James Hurst, and backup offensive tackle Landon Young have all been ruled out, which is bonkers. Then you look at, I mean, not a totals guy, but the under just seems like a smash here, especially considering the Saints 6-0 to the under, and then even going back to last year, I think they're 15-1 under games so far. It's insane.
It's crazy.
Their defense,
it's a full season.
Yeah, their defense is pretty good. Number 7th defensive DVOA. Their offense has just looked real rusty, out of sync, not explosive. A lot of check down to Kamara. Olave, has been good. But if CJ Beathard plays, he has 12 career starts, 2-10 straight up. I mean, if you would have to be getting way more points for me to consider the Jags without Trevor Lawrence. On the other side, New Orleans, I mean, Derek Carr with pressure, and the Jags 9th in pressure rate. This is a tough handicap. I think I might just end up going with the home team, with the fact that the Jags, this is a crazy scheduling issue for the Jags. 2 games in London, then back to Jacksonville for a home game. Trevor Lawrence is hurt, then Thursday road game. Like, this feels almost as if it's a scheduled loss for the Jags. And how much do the Jags need this game? Like, they're not getting pressed that much.
They need the game. I mean, they probably need every game.
I guess you could say that for every.
It's the National Football League, Sean.
We
don't just throw losses.
There is no scheduled rest days in the National Football League. But yeah, I got to go Saints here. I don't feel great about it because of their offensive line issues, but I'll take the Saints at home. Essentially a pick 'em here, laying -1. What are you doing, Kramer?
Oh, and worth noting too, because I've noticed with a couple teams, but the Jags, as you noted, they have a nice looking pressure rate, but their adjusted sack rate is bottom 5 in the league. And so
it is weird. But if you listen to Thursday Night Props, I do like Trayvon Walker. I think you're getting pretty good odds on him to get a sack. That's a fun prop. Also, some love in there for I see ZZ in the YouTube chat saying Jimmy Graham 2 touchdowns, lock it up.
Oh my!
There is some Jimmy Graham talk. Stay tuned or go back and listen to that episode. A lot of fun.
Doug P is 7-0 on Thursday night.
That's interesting, but
short week.
As Gerald points out in the YouTube chat, 3rd game in 10 days. It's just and one of those games was in London.
I think we have to focus very strong attention to these scheduled losses, especially when you have the cluster of internal. You have the guards. I apparently the Campbell kid that you mentioned earlier is a big deal and makes my Olave prop looking pretty sharp from Thursday Night Props. We're just touting stuff that hasn't even happened yet, but I'm pretty sure it will. And Sean, I think the other. That's the scary part about taking the Saints. We're betting on Dennis Allen on short.
Yeah.
Rest. And so, yeah.
No, I for the most part, I like to fade the Saints. They haven't been good at home. I'm not dying to play them here, but we are not a lean factory, Ryan. We're a pick factory. So give me the Saints -1.
And the craziest thing about that under trend is only 2 of those 16 games would have been over to a total of 39. Now with the total at 40, I mean,
it's going to be 20-17.
I guess we have to lay the points. This is one of those games that I think.
Well, are you? Because I feel like talking to you earlier in the week, and again, I was one of the few select people who had NFL conversations with you. It seemed you were even considering playing the Saints in Circa Millions. It seemed like you were higher on them, and now I don't hear that confidence
because of the offensive. Okay. I think the injuries for the Saints are bad, just like the Jags. And so you just kind of, I'll default back to it's a pick 'em. It's a scheduled loss. And I think the Saints are one of the teams also. This is only their 3rd home game.
Yeah.
So they have been on the road a bunch, four road games in 5 days. So coming home, maybe this is a positive spot.
And unders were bonkers last week. I think it was 13-2 and 13-2.
Everyone's complaining about all the bad games because there's not enough points being scored.
This is a crazy nugget. 9 teams won by scoring 20 or fewer points in week 6.
Oh, that's football. Most
such teams in a week since 1999. Now, if Colby watched the NFL, he would be excited about that stat.
He might be back. I know.
I heard Patty C trying to get him to go to the Skins Rams game. I'm not going to that game out of principle.
Patty C, I've told you a million times.
They are an old married couple. It's great to see them on the couch.
It also does seem like if Trevor Lawrence play, which by the way, there was a case where Trevor Lawrence didn't practice and played. This would be the first game he missed in his career. And so put that out there, but maybe him as a statue, 6'6", probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's move over to Sunday. So we're both on the Saints. Move over to Sunday. The Falcons head to Tampa for a little NFC South battle. The Bucks, a little bit of a look ahead here to Thursday night. They're laying 2.5, -140 on the money line. Falcons +120. Bucks catching 80% of the bets right now. That's interesting. Sean, I was trolling around doing some research, and I couldn't believe that Tom Brady counts $35 million against the Caps for the Bucks this week. But yeah, really the quarterback that we need to be talking about right now is Desmond Ridder.
Yeah,
turnovers happening, but at least he's showing that he can throw the ball down the field.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, to me, he looks pretty bad.
I think the idea that they can sling the rock around like that is a positive.
See, I would view it as a negative because they have an identity. Their identity is don't let Desmond Ridder blow the game. Yeah. He got bullied into throwing the football.
He blew the game.
Arthur Smith, and he's like, all right, you need to throw the ball a bunch. He throws the ball a bunch. Game gets completely destroyed.
But you kind of need to throw the ball against the Bucks defense, don't you?
Yeah, and that's why I think the Bucks are going to win the game because I don't think they're going to be able to throw against this Bucks defense. I think the Falcons offense.
I like
on
how
the
you're
road,
arguing with me as if I'm on the. Falcons.
No. I'm saying I think they're going to try and throw the ball against the Bucks. I don't think they're going to have a lot of luck. And we mentioned about Desmond Ridder finally lost a home game for the first time since 2015 when he was in high school.
A good year, 2015.
And just looking at his home road splits, 5-1 at home, 67 completion percentage, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. 3 of course came in that last game. He has not won a road start yet. 0 for 4, 58%, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
0 for in the first half in his career still.
Yeah, still hasn't covered a first half spread. And which is amazing that he's had those wins because if this team gets down, they really have trouble coming back. I think this is, and I think the Commanders showed some stuff about how you can take advantage of the Falcons on the back end. Maybe I'm just a little higher than most on Baker and that offense. I know Atlanta has a decent secondary, but I like this Bucks team in a bounce back spot here. And I like them still to win the division. Crazy stat, Ryan. I mean, I shouldn't even ask you because by asking the question, the answer will be obvious. But who do you think has scored the most points in the NFC South?
The Bucks.
No, the Carolina Panthers.
Really?
Lead the NFC South. They have 12 more points than the Bucks. The Bucks are the only team in the NFC South with a positive point differential. So I think the Bucks
knew this division was going to suck.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were going to suck. I thought they were going to be in the mix. The Bucks. I think the Bucks defense will be the best unit on the field. And
Falcons defense has been playing pretty well too.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to travel. And I think,
are we not worried about Baker's hand?
It's his non-throwing hand.
Still
so
hurts.
I'm fine with it.
He might still be feeling a little bit more dangerous.
Rob Donaldson saying Taylor Heineke takes over in this game. That's worrisome. As a guy who's back in the Bucks, I would definitely have to adjust the handicap if Heineke comes in halfway through in the second half.
Is that inside intel or is he just?
I think I'm guessing Rob's speculating, but
he doesn't have any sources.
Usually, if you have a shitty quarterback that you don't have much invested in, you only can hang on to him for so long. That was my take on the Falcons preseason. They need to figure out how to get a quarterback. I would have tried to get Ryan Tannehill. I would have tried to get Lamar Jackson. I would have done whatever you could to draft a guy like Anthony Richardson. It feels
they
like
seem committed.
Yeah, and I guess I didn't understand it. Maybe Desmond Ridder will end up being awesome.
They still seem committed.
Oh yeah, I guess I don't get it.
I don't think we're close to seeing Heineke. If anything, I think
that's crazy to me.
I think the counting stats that were put up the last couple of weeks have, in some people's mind, validated.
So I like Tampa Bay here. I'm a bit of a Tampa Bay honk, but yeah. What are you doing, Kramer?
Oh, I'm taking the Falcons. As much as I could
you
easily
zagged. I thought you were actually
Falcons are just clean. The injury report just clean as can be. Calais Campbell getting a vet day. Bucks are pretty healthy too. But I do think this is going to be a bit of a defensive battle. Sean, 2.5 points. You know we like taking the 2.5. Laying it.
I don't think that thing matters anymore because now that used to be -3 because they graded home field as 3. Now they graded 2.5. So I don't think it has that same mojo.
I think it's more related to the idea that 3 is still a key number. And so
right. But in this thing,
no, but I don't think it has had anything to do with home field and more just about the relative nature of what a 2.5 or a 3.5 means relative to the keyest number 3. Slide into my DMs if you want to talk more about.
I may have lost you or lost where you were going on that, but
meaning that if something's -2.5, the average person will see that as a great opportunity to buy the team short of 3, not the -2.5.
Okay.
So a number sitting there, not getting any pressure towards 3, suggests that you don't want to be on that side. So I'll be on the Falcons.
You're crazy.
It's also a great teaser leg. And I think this
that I guess I don't disagree with, because this does feel like an ugly. This will be 21-17.
I think I believe the Falcons teasers have hit every week, but maybe one.
Yeah, Falcons aren't going to get blown out, but they're also not going to win on the road.
Yeah, again, I don't know if the Bucs are going to have a ton of home edge. And
have you seen that cannon?
Okay, The Bucs are up there. The Bucs are low key up there with the LA teams when it comes to a home field.
Oh, they got more home field than. What are you talking about?
Have you watched any of the games recently?
Yeah,
a lot of visiting crowd there.
I watched the Monday night game. Yeah, Eagles travel.
A lot of visitors in the house for the Bucs home games. All right, go Falcons.
Research Spherical Earth, again, all time YouTube username, saying Kramer ride or die. He loves his Falcons. What are you gonna do?
I just think Algier only 160 yards behind Bijan. Fun fact: Algier number 3 in the division in rushing right now. Bijan is 1. All right, let's move over to and again, Sean, you're taking the team looking ahead to Thursday night. You love fading that team.
Yeah, but like last week, that didn't really matter.
It matters half the time.
Yeah, it's not as strong as I think it is. So I'm getting away from it.
It is something to think about, though. All right, let's move along to the Bears. Ooh, a lot to talk about here. The Vegas Raiders head to town. Raiders looks like they're not going to have Jimmy G. He of course left the game in an ambulance, went to the hospital.
I mean, this is what world are we living in?
Oh,
75% of the money, according to the VSiN.com betting splits, are taking Aiden O'Connell or
it's going to be Aiden O'Connell. It sounds like over Brian Hoyer. Okay. The look ahead was 1.5. It went to 3. I don't know what that tells you about anything. That's
Aiden O'Connell as a road favorite. That's how bad the Bears are.
-155 on the money line.
Favorite.
Bears +130. 37.5 is the total. We're going to have this game. You circle this one on your bet slip. Potential wind impact. Probably a decent chance there's some wind impact here.
Oh man.
And then on the other side for the Bears, Justin Fields, another thumb injury. It's just lots of thumb. Baker got a thumb injury. Justin Fields got a thumb injury.
Well, Justin Fields isn't playing.
Well, yeah. Because his thumb injury is on his throwing hand.
Right.
Well, he's not been ruled out officially.
I'm ruling him out.
Understood. You're the injury.
I am an injury guru.
But is it going to be Nathan Peterman? Is it going to be our guy Tyson Special Bagent 17 Badgent from Shepherd College in West Virginia?
I guess
Harlan Hill Trophy winner and 2-time Division II All-American.
I asked Colby to give me a take on Badgent. Quote, "Yeah, I enjoyed watching him in D2. I thought he had some NFL potential there. He looked pretty good." I go, wait, what about those?
That's not a very good review from Colby.
I go, what about those two? What about that interception and then that fumble for a defensive score? He's like, he's young, got to give him a shot. I mean, that is a crazy jump up in class, even though you're playing the Raiders. I mean, where is the dick puncher guy on YouTube? Because they just keep punching me in my dick. I keep thinking they're not a good team and they keep winning. They remind me of like this year's, like a shittier version of last year's Minnesota Vikings teams where they just keep winning and you go, they can't, Minnesota can't be 13-4. What is happening?
You saying the Raiders going to be going
I don't
for
know
the West?
Well, it'll be like 9-8, but even that will be like, how are they 9-8? Josh McDaniels is a horrible coach. They keep making bad decisions. Devontae Adams is legit hurt. How did they win that game against the Patriots? Well, the Patriots are horrible as well.
He's hurt.
You could say the same stuff about the Bears. I would say this about the Bears. I thought their defense played pretty good. They would have, I mean, if it wasn't for that defensive touchdown by the Vikings, they probably would have won that game. So I at least like the defensive effort from the Bears, which was previously just a sieve. So maybe they got that going for them.
It's a good point. I mean, they brought in some talent. The linebackers, we saw Edmonds and I'm blanking on the other kid's name, but they were making plays. That I mean, there's so much variance in this game with the quarterback play. How can you not take the dog? Raiders haven't covered a road favorite spot in their last 9,
and they're somehow going to cover this. I guess you could say the best player that'll probably be out on the field is Max Crosby, which Raiders just have no pass rush with the exception of Max Crosby. So if you're a good coach, you do everything you can to double Max Crosby and take him out of the game. But I don't know if the Bears have that on their staff.
They've actually had some. I would say the tackles haven't been the problem. But maybe that's how I would phrase it.
And
Justin Fields tends to create a lot of his own. Problems.
I don't know who to blame more, Justin Fields or the coaching staff.
But this kid with a week of, he was leading the country in like passing yards, points for second nationally in points responsible for, second nationally in passing yards, touchdowns.
He did. This is
scorched earth in terms of D2 passing, and all PSAC East.
Did you watch
PSAC?
Did you watch any of his press conference?
He is a bit of a heartthrob.
He did have like a working man's Justin Herbert. He does have confidence. He goes, "Hey, I want him to know. I know the entire playbook. Call everything you want. I got it." And then he says, "I got nothing to lose." So he's
getting the first team reps. So they're being serious about it. He's getting a shot. We'll find out if this kid's got it. I agree. He has the confidence. He's a blue collar kid from West Virginia through and through, country roads and shit like that. I kind of like the angle.
His backup plan. Did you see this? If he didn't make it in the NFL,
what's that?
Yeah, basically, I was just going to CrossFit my life away. Badgen said, basically, just get as ripped and jacked as possible, and maybe be a teacher at Martinsburg High School.
Is he Gardner Minshew?
It does feel like he's got a little bit of that, but he's got he's a taller guy, bigger quarterback than than Minshew.
Yeah, I think he's 6'3".
I think you got to take the Bears. You can't take Aiden O'Connell as a non-conference road favorite. That's bonkers.
Yeah, no, of course. And now that Fields is gone, I can freely back the Bears without any worry. Is this not a little bit of an upgrade potentially in the quarterback position? Sean,
Fields looked really lost. He had 2 games where it's like, okay, maybe you can do it against bad defenses, some crazy athletic plays. And then just massive regression against that Vikings game. I was listening to Baldy talk about the game. He goes, all the Vikings love running zero blitz. Basically, bring everyone up to the line and just blitz. First play they ran, there was zero blitz. The guy ran off the edge, unblocked, no checks, no adjustments. Fields got destroyed. It's like that's their number one play, and they looked so unprepared for that.
You remember when people were coming after me when I said that Justin Fields might be a little slower on the whiteboard? If there's a receipt, I wasn't more fucking right about.
Moneyline Max saying Badgen is going to win the locker room over like Heineke did in DC. I like that angle.
17.
Yeah,
I love that.
Bears +3 all day.
I know. I need to pin that immediately when he came in the game. I went and did a little research on him. Come on, 2-time Division II All-American. Let's take those points. Who's betting who's running to take the Raiders? It's so wild times we live in, Sean. Cleveland heads to Indy, a little Midwestern battle here. The Browns laying 2.5 on the look ahead. Now all the way up to 3, -150 on the money line. Colts +125, 40 is the total. Browns catching all the bets after that nice upset win off against the Niners. There's a lot of similarities here between the Raiders and Bears and the Browns and Colts. Maybe a slight tier up in terms of teams, but it sounds like Watson maybe is going to play. It sounds like Watson wants to play. Maybe someone that isn't Watson but related to Watson or in his camp says he can't play because the team seems to think he should play.
I'm not touching Deshaun Watson.
They can't go back to DTR. PJ Walker wasn't great.
I like my prediction is PJ Walker will be the starter. come Sunday, PJ Walker will get the win and PJ Walker will get the cover. Now, it won't be because of necessarily what PJ Walker is doing. To me, this is all about.
Is that gut though? You haven't read anything that suggests other than because Deshaun Watson had a press conference today.
I watched the Deshaun
where he basically it was a say nothing.
I watched the Deshaun Watson press conference. To me, that was not a guy who was interested in playing football this Sunday. I watched and
what was your take then on like if you have now seeing his body language, which he's really
very bad,
really horrible at body language.
It's a little tense. Maybe needs a little relax.
But now that you've seen his body language, your take on the situation is what?
I think, to your point, either someone in the camp, someone who's tied to that money, either via Deshaun Watson's agent, whatever, maybe even the owner is the one stepping in and meddling, is saying, we don't want you playing until you're 100%. Now the team, meaning Kevin Stefanski, has cleared him because the doctors say he can technically play. But Deshaun Watson's like, yeah, if I can't do certain things. Adam Schefter carrying the water for Deshaun Watson, saying until he can throw the ball without any pain, he doesn't want to play.
Very strange amount of detail on that tweet, Adam.
Yeah, he went out of his way again to carry the water for Deshaun Watson. That was coming from Deshaun Watson's camp. I don't need a source or any information on it. You can just, who does this benefit? Deshaun Watson. They're putting out the narrative that he's not fully healthy because they don't, whatever it is, maybe there is some crazy injury thing in there where he might not get some of the guarantee. I don't know. I don't know why he's not wanting to play, but he doesn't want to play. He's not going to be playing Sunday. Is my take.
I do like the owner theory. And it makes sense because maybe he's doing the thing where he's just dealing directly with the owner, and that's pissing off everyone.
Yeah.
That's why that team,
dynamic could certainly be happening.
That's why the coach isn't saying anything directly. That's why they're like, talk to Deshaun about what's going on. Like he's going over our head, so we don't want to talk about it. That or there's going to be a bombshell news story about.
Now I understand
that's like 20% though. I think 80% your first
chat saying, hey, you can't take PJ Walker as a road favorite. I don't want to take the Browns if they're a chalky road favorite. I understand all that and a letdown spot after the San Francisco win, but this Cleveland Browns defense will shut the running game down, and Gardner Minshew cannot beat this Browns defense. I feel very confident about that. Gardner Minshew is 2-11 in his last 13 starts. He's a fun guy to come in, Ryan. You pointed out last week correctly. He's a relief pitcher. He comes in the middle of the game when you don't prepare for him. If this Browns defense and Jim Schwartz have an entire week to prepare for Gardner Minshew, they're gonna fuck him up. They're gonna get the win. So if I think they're gonna win, I gotta take the -3.
Do you know where Shane Steichen got his first offensive job in the NFL? Which, fun fact, he was actually a defensive assistant at first.
No.
Cleveland Browns.
Oh, okay. Little revenge factor.
A little revenge. To me, this is, I think, the emotional letdown spot of having that big win. If you're running it back with that same quarterback, I'll take that bet again. He gave the other team a lot of opportunities, and the Niners, had they taken I guess advantage of a couple more, they win the game. Maybe you like Cleveland more in this spot, but
I would say the Niners defense created a bunch of those opportunities, and that Browns, how do you help a backup quarterback win on the road? You have a very good offensive line. I think this Browns offensive line is underrated. They blanked Bosa. Now I get it was at home, but no one on that Colts defense is anywhere near Nick Bosa. So if they can shut down Nick Bosa, I like their chances.
No, but I do like the front seven of Indy, and I do think this is another one of those kind of, both teams have defenses that I think could give the offenses some problems. And I think both quarterbacks could give the game away. So I'll take the home dog then. I think that's where I'm, but this game and the last game, it feels like two very level situations.
Yeah. I guess to me, and
where I would say Cleveland to me is probably more deserving of being favored on the road.
Yeah. To me, the difference is, in the Raiders Bears, I think there's no elite unit. In the Browns Colts, I think this Browns defense is really elite.
They're off the charts elite when you look at some of the.
So I think that
numbers.
can carry him.
And they're also coming off a game in the elements and going to a game in a mall or a Best Buy or whatever Colby would call it. All right.
Hey, shout out to Factor Meals. Football is it's football season. I don't need to tell you guys that. What does it mean? Football season? Oh, less time, right? Because you're watching all these games, breaking down film, thinking about offensive line, defensive line matchup, adjusted line yards. You're knee deep in football. You don't have time to cook. That's why you need America's #1 ready to eat meal kit. Help fuel you up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Chef prepared, dietitian approved. Even guys with soy based lifestyles like Kramer, they got you covered. A Factor ready to eat meals delivered straight to your door. I am a horrible cook, and I have made. And you're really not making. You're just you like add water and put it in the oven, or it's very minimal. And trust me, I do not know what I'm doing in the kitchen, but my wife loves it. Like, hey, look, I made dinner. Really, Factor did all the heavy lifting. You can choose from 35 plus weekly flavor packed, fresh, never frozen meals that promote a healthy lifestyle and meet your meal preferences. All ready to go in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. The cranberry pecan chicken. The apple Dijon pork chops. The apple Dijon pork chops are to die for. Love those things. And give them a shot. Head to factormeals.com/SGPN50 and use code SGPN50 to get 50% off. That's code SGPN50 at factormeals.com/SGPN50 to get 50% off.
Oh, so many dogs on my card. Feeling nice. I told you, Sean. This
sharp, Ryan.
But I don't think we got to it eventually. This isn't a weird week.
Oh wow!
It didn't. Yeah.
Josh tried to tell you it was a weird week.
Josh tried to tell me it was a weird week, but sometimes you look at the card and you look at the card. Little beautiful mind moment there. 10 a.m. on the West Coast. We got the Detroit Lions heading to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Ravens are laying 3, -160 on the money line, +135 for the Lions. 42 is the total. Lions, a little back-to-back road spot here, not stopping people from betting them. 81% on Dan Campbell. Another game you want to circle, potentially some wind impact here. I don't know which side I think that favors more. And yeah, I think this. You asked me on the Sunday recap show, Sean. What do I make this? I said Baltimore -3.5. It opened 2.5. So going in the right direction. Baltimore comes home for the first time in a month, and I'm hearing mainstream media talk about Jared Goff as an MVP front runner.
Look out!
It is the year 2023.
Yeah, I keep going back and forth on this one because I do think the Lamar Jackson fumbling thing has been real, but yeah, I mean Jared Goff has been amazing. ATS, he deserves a lot of credit. He's covered 7 straight games versus opponents that are above 500. That's pretty bonkers. 12-3 ATS since 2021. Detroit Lions are going to be without David Montgomery. That's pretty big. Man, I don't have any confidence betting on this Baltimore Ravens team.
It also sounds, it doesn't sound like Gibbs is a lock to be in. So Craig Reynolds, who was the other guy, Sean, did you see he popped up on the injury report today with a toe or a hamstring? Never good when someone shows up midweek. That would be my biggest concern, is that can this team become completely one-dimensional and Jared Goff carry them?
Yeah,
against the Ravens. The Ravens have also been exceedingly healthy compared to where they were a couple weeks back. And so, yeah, they're coming off a hell of a travel stretch. But you could argue last week that game should have been stretched out. You look at the box score, it should have been a little bit more of a blowout. I think this
Lamar's
team in
still
general,
a red zone pick, right?
No, you can explain the reason for the box score regression has been turnovers.
Yeah,
but it continues to be the case.
To me, you want to talk about scheduled losses. This just feels like a bad spot for Detroit. Back-to-back road game before their bye. They go back to Detroit 5-2 going into the bye week. I still feel like they're feeling pretty good about themselves. So I could see the case for Ravens, although they just scare me. Like I don't I don't trust Lamar or this team to be able to put up points.
They don't have a bye next week.
Detroit doesn't. Why do I think that?
No one has a bye next week. Actually,
okay.
they have the Monday night game against the Raiders.
No, all right. Huh.
But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I think it's a bad spot for the Lions. I also last week I told you it felt like the Bears were being priced at the high point for the season. They will not be going for a higher value than right now, and I kind of have the same feeling about this Lions team. I mean, people are relatively optimistic. It sounds like Branch could be on the way back, but I do think at some point their running game matters, and I don't know if you're when you get down to now your fourth string running back, if that and a guy that you don't want to call a running back, you want to call a weapon. Yeah, I don't know. I'm all like part of the me shoving all in on the travel advantage of Mr. Harbaugh and his Ravens advanced scouting team is that I would imagine they didn't just do the research on when to travel to London, but how to come back and effectively get the players reacclimated safely.
I'm gonna ride with easy. Give me the Lions. I've been underrating this Lions team, and I'm just not gonna let them beat me again this week, Ryan. I'm riding with the Lions. Golf time. Let's go.
That's the exact time. Again, you see the green dollar sign next to a team's name, and you hear Sean go, "I'm just not going to let him beat me again."
Yep,
got him. Give me the Ravens laying 3. 10 a.m. What we got?
Public's been dominating.
They really have. Our public, the teams that we're picking up, which at the time of recording, we're taking everyone who's got more than 70% of the bets. 23, 16, and 2 ATS.
Yeah.
So one version of you might say it's due to start regressing back towards the mean. All right. This is game 5 of 6 on the early window. We got to have an extra TV for God's Eye this weekend. I think there's a Formula 1 race, Sean. Maybe it's going to get a little frisky on God's Eye. All right. We got the Bills, little divisional action here heading to New England. Another game you want to circle. Weather could play an impact. Bills looking ahead to Thursday night against the Raiders. 81% of the bets down on the Bills already. This number look ahead 8.5 ticked up to 9 -410 on the money line. Patriots plus 320. 41.5 is the total. This is the game where I guess if you're taking the Patriots, you're suggesting to yourself that they've played a tough schedule. This is a divisional game, and this is a huge adjustment off the preseason.
Yeah, this is actually if you're I think if you're saying it's 9, which that's what it looks like right now, it is the biggest amount of points. Or sorry, if they close at 9 or higher, it could be the highest home dog line of the New England Patriots since Tom Brady's first career start, where he played Peyton Manning. Like that's how bad this Patriots team is. It's really this is another just kind of pretty interesting game to handicap, because on one side you have this Bills defense, which just really good. You think the Bills defense looks good?
I think
no Matt Milano.
Oh.
I think no Jordan Poyer. Like I think they're really banged up. I think
they'll be fine in this game.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, again, the Giants aren't a good reference point probably, but they weren't exactly running the ball efficiently. So, maybe they weren't able to exploit the deficiencies in the passing game that you would to miss Matt Milano, but I'm not sure that the Patriots would be either. And so maybe it's not the matchup. I think
Ramondre and Zeke will be able to get some. I think they'll be able to. You look at Bills are 3rd in the league with rushing plays that went 10+ yards against them. 14.8% of the time you're running the ball against the Bills, you're getting 10 or more yards. Like this to me seems like the perfect matchup for this Patriots team that doesn't know how to do anything except maybe hand it off to Zeke and Ramondre.
Maybe it's a personal thing with the 10 grand last week. You're not worried about this shoulder thing with Josh Allen?
No, I'm worried about the Bills offense in general. They haven't seemed like they've gotten a great rhythm going offensively. Like they seem a bit out of sync. I mean, we thought it was a get up spot against the Raiders, and it should have been. I mean, you look at Mac Jones as a dog. It looks horrible.
They should have covered.
Yeah, they should have
But
covered.
the quarterback's still the quarterback, right? Or do they bring in Malik Cunningham?
I don't know what the hell they do.
Well,
But
maybe they go triple option with Malik Cunningham.
Josh Allen against the Pats, 7-2-1 ATS, 9-12-1 ATS against the Jets and Dolphins combined. So he does seem to own them. But man, I just can't get off this 9 points. It just feels too high.
All right, here's a trivia question for you. How many times have the Pats scored 20 points this season?
0. Yeah.
How many times have the Bills allowed a team to score more than 20?
More than 20?
More than 20.
They let at least 20. I know. I would say 2 times.
Well, who was the 20?
Dolphins.
Yeah. 1 time. No, 0 times. Sorry.
Oh,
0 times.
it's all 20 and less. But here's the next question. If the do the Patriots need to score 20 points to cover this spread?
Maybe no. It was 1. It was the Jets. The Jets are the only team to score over 20 on the Patriots or on the Bills, which is crazy. I think so. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm also I'm on the Patriots.
Really? All that you kept leading me.
You
to
know
the
why?
Bills.
No, but we were just having a conversation. You know why I'm taking the Patriots?
Why?
Do you remember last year when we were having that whole man, is Josh Allen hurt? Like, what's going on with these random bad throws? Did you watch the Giants game closely? There were some throws that just went into the turf, 5 yards short.
Oh yeah.
If he's in that kind of state again,
well, and especially
he's going to give points to the other team.
Moneyline Mac is pointing out a great game. We all remember that game where they only let Mac Jones throw the ball 3 times and they ended up winning the game. Of course, there was a ton of wind in that game, and we could be seeing some weather in this game. Certainly, wind is a possibility.
I would say that the wind being impactful in this game is a maybe, but I don't know. I like the idea of. I mean, you definitely have to monitor the wind situation here. I think it could also rain. Yeah,
give me the Pats +9.
It's a baby fucking wheel,
why
man.
am I doing this to myself? No parlays with the Pats this week. I'm just fading the public blindly. It seems. I don't think that was my intention. But
public is on.
I'm fading the public hard this week. I have not agreed with a green $sign yet. Last early game, Sean. It's Commanders Giants week. Washington on a back-to-back road spot here. -2.5 on the road. What? -140 on the money line. Giants +120. 39 is the total. Another win game here. Somehow 74% of the bets are on the Commanders. Sean already broke the news. Daniel Jones will not be playing. It will be Tyrod Taylor. Getting out ahead of it. Giants Giants only playing their 3rd home game here, looking for their first touchdown at home on the season. And Sam Howell on his way to setting records, getting sacked 5.7 times per game. Generally, this is the way I would handicap the Giants Commanders game.
Yeah.
The Giants don't lose to the Commanders.
They did tie them last year.
The Giants do not lose to the Commanders.
They've done well against 23 of the last 33 meetings, but is it a new era with Brian Daboll? As we know, Brian Daboll won 6-1 straight up in the division.
Pull out your bullshit stats and then zoom in a little closer.
Okay.
Get out your magnifying glass. What's that record against the Commanders?
1-0-1.
Oh, does that include any losses?
No,
they don't lose to the Commanders.
It means you're due.
They don't lose to the Commanders. I don't care what quarterback's out there. They're not losing to the Commanders.
Are you worried? Has Daboll lost the team? I think
no,
and I don't mean that as a troll.
Not.
I think that's a fair question.
No, it's absolutely troll.
No, dude, he was throwing Tyrod Taylor under the bus at the press conference.
Oh, you haven't watched all the press conference. It's fine. He's not throwing anyone under the bus.
Oh, so he took responsibility for that play call?
No, Tyrod fucked up. He took ownership over it.
Okay.
He in his press conference said that exact thing. That was my bad.
Yeah, because his coach was freaking out and throwing him under the bus.
No, because he's a professional. and he realized he fucked up.
This just also feels like, aren't you worried about a massive letdown spot for the Giants? You guys got up. Hey,
No,
you can't
do
win
this.
one for Dable.
No, you can't do that because you made fun of me putting the Dable head graphic on the card the week before. You made fun of me. You can't then just be
they
like,
lost the game.
It's a letdown spot. Sure.
They exerted a ton of energy and they lost the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Letdown spot city.
And I sure maybe it balances out the fact that Washington's on a back-to-back road spot, but it doesn't balance out the fact that somehow the public is being dumb and they didn't like Google Washington versus Giants versus Commanders / football team / Redskins. This is a trend that spans 3 franchises. The Washington Commanders football team Redskins do not beat the Giants.
Great question.
They should not be laying 2.5 points on the road. That's insane.
Great question from the Angry Vets.
Oh, hey, what's
discussions.
up? Oh, wow, that's a long name.
Yeah. Whose seat is hotter, Dable or Ron Rivera? Great question, Ryan.
You got a new show on the side over here?
No.
You hosting some Angry Vets on some fantasy discussions? Of course, it's Ron Rivera. I mean, you don't ask me. There are betting markets around this, Sean. Those are that's how we decide things in our world. And Ron Rivera is the heavy chalk.
So you're taking the Giants.
Yeah, dude. I just laid out the handicap.
I'll take the Giants as well. Give me the Giants +2.5 because Tyrod's starting. If Daniel Jones somehow if he's up and out of his chair, I think they install one of those breathing tubes that help you move around. This is wild. If Daniel Jones somehow starts, I'm immediately swapping my pick. But Tyrod,
Sean,
is a dog.
You wouldn't put Daniel Jones' head on Stephen Hawking's body and post that on social media. You wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't. We have graphics people that can work on that.
Do you want to know what the first head coach to be fired odds are?
Sure. Rattle them off.
Care?
It's always a fun discussion.
Staley +200, Eberflus +250, Ron Rivera 5-1, Josh McDaniels 7-1, Vrabel 14-1, Kevin O'Connell 16-1.
I saw
Brian Dable is listed 33-1.
I saw
same as Sean Payton and Dennis Allen. Belichick's 20-1.
Yeah,
Hello.
that's what I was gonna say. That I don't ever remember Belichick. This is the first time he's below 50-1, right?
I'm telling you, I want Belichick to fucking quit at the podium after a game.
That would be electric.
Or just what would would be better if he just said, "I'm just not coming." Like he after a game, he just went to the airport and booked a ticket for whatever island he has a house on. Just said, "I'm done." All right. So you want to take the Giants? Do you want to remind people it's a great teaser leg too?
No, don't tease this.
It's a horrible teaser leg.
No need to tease Tyrod.
Hey, the first touchdown celebration is going to be excellent. This one, 105 on the West Coast. The Arizona Cardinals, another back-to-back road spot here. They're heading to Seattle, take on the Seahawks. It's going to be raining in this one. Wind probably not a factor. Seattle laying 7.5, -360 on the money line. Arizona +285. 45 is the total. So the Kyler announced that he was practicing, which is just absolutely excellent.
Yeah, and Josh, producer Josh, can you please respond back with a photo of him practicing, and it's like him practicing gaming with his headset on?
Oh yes,
like put me in, coach.
Yeah, I guess he wasn't clear on what kind of practice.
Yeah, no, that's what the joke is.
It's a beautiful joke because he wasn't even clear.
No.
This is probably, I mean, we have not really discussed it. Probably, I would imagine the leader in the clubhouse for the survivor.
Yeah, although the Cardinals have been frisky-ish against.
Oh, I totally forgot to say something about the Giants game.
What?
The ref is John Hussey, who was the same ref in the game with the no call when Darnay Holmes was hugging Dotson in the end zone from last year that the Redskins fans got all upset about.
Oh, nice.
Same ref coming back.
Oh, so you got the refs. All right.
But you know who his back judge is? Same back judge who didn't call that PI on Darren Waller last week in the Bills game.
No, it's no PI.
Whoa. There's some spicy ref angles sliding into my DMs lately. All right, so back to the Arizona game.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not much for me to add here other than it seems like James Conner probably should have been on the running back conference call because it seems like he mattered to his team.
Well, maybe he was. That's why he's injured. Those guys are cursed.
Are you suggesting he's holding out? Show these Cardinals how bad they can be.
A road team in this division matchup has won 12 of the last 16 meetings, excluding a 2016 tie. Cardinals randomly can kind of hang around with this team. I'm sure the public is on the Seahawks, but man, I really like this spot for the Seahawks after that loss against the Bengals. That was a game. Now I know it was your lock, Ryan. I was also betting on it. I think we were fortunate to get that win, to get that cover, because
Geno gave us a little love.
Seattle, I thought, played pretty well. Now Geno did have some bad turnovers, and some bad misses there, but Geno at home is a little different.
It's a little unfair for you to just gloss over the failures of Geno Smith when you really magnified him for Desmond Ridder. Felt like a little bit of the same failures. Team moved the ball a lot. Hey, look, they look pretty good in the box score. Woo! But
playing
turnovers
at Cincinnati is a little different than at home against the Commanders.
That's true. That's
the Bengals defense is a tougher out.
They failed in the same way.
Okay, yeah. If Ridder was at home against the Cardinals and he was better, I would consider taking him. Now Seattle, number one in adjusted yards, line yards defensively, and the frisky, fun Cardinals that we saw the first few games, they're gone. They're gone. Cardinals pressure rate of 15.7%, lowest in the NFL. They're also 30th in EPA per play on defense, 32nd in opponent success rate. The only team above 50% in opponent success rate. Like, I don't love Geno as a favorite over 7. He is actually, well, this is the first time he's never closed as a favorite of 7 points or higher. So we could be breaking new territory here, but the Cardinals struggle to stop the run. Maybe they come out and same thing like the Rams, where they have a frisky first half, but this team just falls apart in the second half. Whether it's, I mean, look at every one of their games with the exception of at home against the Cowboys. And I think that was before people really knew how to play him. I do think Jonathan Gannon having the experience against those division opponents helped the defense play above their talent level. And now as you go on, and then James Conner not being a part of the offense, and same thing with Dobbs. Like, Dobbs is a fun story, but he's really hit the wall play wise these past couple games.
Well, we see it, right? You get the 4 or 5 games of film. People start to figure out what your tendencies are. The biggest thing that we talked about with the Cardinals, or one of the big reasons why we both like to fade him in the preseason, was, well, it's a young coaching staff all the way around. Like, how are they going to adapt to the season? Maybe they're not adapting well.
And I saw in the YouTube chat someone said the Cardinals are feisty, which I get what you're saying, but let's actually look at the numbers. Like, they're feisty on screen, meaning you watch them play and you're like, they don't seem that bad. 26-9 they lost to the Rams. 17-point loss, 34-20, 14-point loss against the Bengals, 19-point loss against the 49ers. So they've been feisty, but they're also losing.
Lost to the Giants.
Yeah, they lost to the Giants 31-28. That's a horrible loss in hindsight.
A huge comeback like that all around. That was not good.
I'm on Seattle here.
I'm also on Seattle. Would it be time to maybe consider, like, what if this defense is really good? Is it time to consider a future on Seattle in some regard?
I'm still a little skeptical of them on the road.
They're going to have to go on the road, it would seem. So
yeah, like,
throw that idea out.
No, I think they're close, but I think, great teams or teams that can cash you some futures have to be able to win road games. That's why.
But I think surprise teams that can do that do things like what you're describing. You gave out the adjusted line yards. They're also number 1 against the run EPA per play. So they're really good, and they might sneak up on people, because I don't think people are looking at the Seahawks as a defensive team yet.
Yeah. Or maybe they should, especially against this Cardinals.
And imagine if the young defensive backs really click. Pete Carroll might be back to having a really, really. I mean, who knew that all those years the defense was carrying Russ, and Pete Carroll was really just Pete Carroll and Mike Tomlin are just geniuses.
Dogs.
105.
Dog. Ryan, before you get to that, Underdog Fantasy. Have you signed up with Underdog Fantasy yet? If not, what are you waiting for? Go to Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code SGPN. 100% deposit match up to $500 for a limited time. The pick'em so fun. I hit my 3 for 3 on the Underdog pick'em for Monday night. Cashed a nice plus 600. No big deal. The one I gave out on the show. And they got like every game, tons of different ways to get down on your favorite fantasy players, higher, lower, very, very easy. Let's see. Jalen Hurts higher, 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
Haven't broke down that game, but you know which way I'll be leaning. And yeah, very fun. Very you can do like the weekly drafts as well. You can they're really Underdog is great at coming up with the games, the action. It's just so much fun. Promo code SGPN. If you haven't signed up, you are missing out. And of course, we're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Love Hall of Fame Bets. As a guy who crafts a ton of artisanal parlays, I need a little help. I need a little behind the scenes number crunching. That's why I turn to my good buddies over at Hall of Fame Bets. You can go to hofbets.com or download the Hall of Fame Bets app. Use promo code SGPN, 50% off your first month. I mean, you're seeing it on the screen if you're watching. Very easy to follow. They break down each leg, giving you a green or a red, and it helps. Okay, hey, this is what we predict the odds should be, and then you can compare it to what you're actually getting at the sportsbook and make sure you get the best price. Visit hofbets.com. Use promo code SGPN.
For those wondering, I have 3 teams in the top 10,000.
Oh wow!
I'm advancing 32 teams, and I have another 12 teams that are in 3rd place. I think I'm ahead of the curve right now, and that's with a ridiculous amount of Dan Jones. Watch out, world! I'm getting unique.
Oh man, if a Dan Jones lineup wins,
well, I don't know if you saw the Underdog's been putting out like top teams. Or like most owned guys, least owned guys at the top, and then they're going to be putting out like most and least owned at the bottom. So yeah, be curious to see what ends up being chalky and not. Obviously, right now the biggest takeaway: you should have drafted Dolphins.
Yeah,
that's really it. All right, 105 on the West Coast. We got the Steelers coming off a bye, heading to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. I have no clue how the Rams are catching 78% of the bets here. Laying 3, -160 on the money line. Pittsburgh plus 135. 43.5 is the total. I assume this is why.
Ryan, real quick. No one cares about your like the best ball drafts, but I have to.
What do you mean?
Chime in real quick. So we did those best ball resurrection drafts.
Okay.
And I just want to name you I did 2 teams.
Yes.
Here are my 2 quarterbacks on each team.
Okay.
One team I have Bryce Young and Zach Wilson. That was like a crazy idea I had. I think they're correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're I didn't do a great job of planning as they're both on buys.
Bye week.
And then go over to my other draft.
Okay.
My 2 quarterbacks are Justin Fields and Ryan Tannehill, both not playing.
Ooh.
So 2 drafts, they're both advancing right now. 0 quarterbacks playing this week.
I will see your roster baiting or whatever the opposite is. The bare knuckle draft I did in Vegas. No notes. Justin Fields, Ryan Tannehill.
Oh no!
Just put a bullet in the back of the head. Fortunately, I mean that's what happens. It's best ball.
That's injuries.
Now, takeaway for next year: 3 quarterbacks. And the key takeaway. I don't think I ever brought this up on the air, but a couple of the older guys told me this after the draft. He's like, everyone knows quarterbacks. So in a moment of panic, just throw a quarterback out there. That's why they go earlier. Anyway,
Life lessons.
Steelers, Rams. Sean, you took us off the tracks to talk about best ball, but the Rams again catching 78% of the action, probably moved the number from 2.5 on the look ahead to 3 because obviously Steelers didn't play. So I don't know what else is really going to be moving the number. If anything, the Rams lost their entire running back room, which, you know, I mean, if you remember in the past, they've signed guys off the street and eventually worked them in to be bell cows. Who was the fat guy? Was it CJ Anderson?
Oh, love that run he had. That was so fun.
So maybe in a couple weeks we'll have something like that. But
forget our love of Tomlin as a dog.
55-30.
Forget
ATS.
our love of Tomlin fixing things coming off the bye. Like I'm going into the bye and we're fixing this shit.
I went down a rabbit hole. He's 10-11 against the spread off a bye.
Really?
But then someone had a nugget. When his team is generating less than 30 points per game going into that bye, he is then 3-0 in those instances. So
nice.
If your defense is bad, then he has a chance to fix it or something like that.
Nice zoom in.
It must have been lower than 30 points per game. But whatever the threshold was, it was basically if their offense is bad, then he has the bye. They has a chance to fix it.
Well, I mean, what if Deontay Johnson is a bigger part?
Deontay Johnson coming back is big for the Steelers. I think they've been a little bit banged up here. Rams don't generate a ton of pass rush, so if Kenny Pickett is to have a good game, you would imagine it might be against this Rams team here. I mean, Steelers offense though is so bad, 29th in EPA per play. So even if they are a little better, they're still pretty bad. To me, the matchup that's just tough to turn around for the Rams is Stafford has been prone to turnovers. It's when he gets pressure. And TJ Watt rested and healthy could wreck this game for them. The counter to that though is the Puka and Kupp just eat and they get a rhythm going. There's no one in the Steelers secondary.
That's not how you beat them though.
Who?
You beat the Steelers by running it against them. And
they don't have much running. Yeah.
And I think McVay needs to run the ball for his offense to be successful. We've seen at times it's sputtered. What do? They get the running game going, even against Arizona in a game that we had to sweat I had to sweat for Survivor. I really think it's a matchup part of this game that it heavily skews it for the Steelers for me. And I do think Deontay Johnson unlocks the offense because what does he do, Sean? He gets open in the short to intermediate part of the field. And that's obviously what they're missing. Pickens does is run down the field. Yeah. Freiermuth has been out. And what's the most electric part of the offense been? Jaylen Warren.
Yeah.
And so adding Deontay.
I'll take the Steelers. I do worry.
Twist your arm.
No, well, I was trying to do some self scouting during the Steelers bye week.
Too much.
Am I on the Steelers every single time?
Yes.
I think I have been.
Is that a problem?
They're decent ATS. So
don't.
Well, Rams are the other team that I kind of like more than market coming in. Stafford. This could quietly be that DFS shootout game if things.
Sean,
what?
Do you remember what Vegas was like with all the Steelers?
Yeah,
fans?
no, they will definitely take this over.
This is 100% going to be a Steelers home game. So let's just call it a neutral field.
Yeah, give me 3 points.
Should the Rams be laying 3 on a neutral? Probably not. We'll see. Hopefully, Aaron Donald doesn't wreck the game because. Boy, that offense at times.
He's been kind of quiet the past couple of games, though.
All right. Well, and I think on the other side, speaking of guys like Aaron Donald, good transition over here to the Chiefs Chargers game where Chris Jones probably going to wreck this game. Kansas City coming off Thursday night. Are we calling this a mini bye for Andy Reid? Taking on a team coming off short rest. They were on Monday night, the Chargers. Chiefs laying 5.5 minus 250 on the money line. Chargers plus 205. 48 is the total. Feels a little dirty that the league put this short rest, long rest matchup for this key divisional game right here. Definitely going to be some rain in this one. I mean, we've talked schedule loss a couple times. It is that time of the season. This feels a little bit. We always love taking the Chargers on the road. That's part of our system. But I do think this is a tough spot they put. And meanwhile, what do the Chiefs have? The Chiefs played Denver last week. They play Denver next week.
Yeah. This is interesting because Herbert has always played the Chiefs close. He's only 2-4 straight up, but 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 107.3 QB rating.
This defense is better though.
Yeah, he's 7-0 ATS as a dog of 5 or more in his career. 10-1 against the spread, dog over a field goal. The defense is much better, but that offense still hasn't had that quite the killer instinct to cover the spreads. Now, they did cover against Denver. Maybe they were playing with their food a little bit. They just Chiefs also just traded for Mecole Hardman. I don't know if he would play.
Can we talk about this? Guy goes off, gets signed. Who knows? Maybe they got a comp pick for it, and then he just gets traded right on back for nothing. It's like the old Belichick way.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Chargers though they struggle to slow down efficient offenses.
Frank Clark's back too.
Yeah, he's definitely playing.
They said that he's like in Kansas City tomorrow for a physical. He's a pass rusher. How quick do you need to? Can't you just go out there and run after the quarterback? I assume it's that simple. Taylor Swift undefeated.
Yeah, is she going to be at the game?
I mean, at this point, she's pot committed. It's good for her brand. It's really blowing her up, I've heard.
Yeah, I'll take. Oh man, this is tough. I'll take the Chiefs, but I know their offense has like been good statistically, but they just haven't points wise. I mean, what was their biggest output so far? I guess they did have that one game against the Bears, but other than that, they haven't really.
But doesn't this have the same kind of potential as that Bears game? The
Yeah,
way
you're
the
right.
Chargers have been playing defense, and if the Chiefs defense, you look at the schedule, it's like, well, how many teams have scored over 20 points on the Chiefs? Only the Lions. And so this is a different kind of Chiefs team. I think this is
probably 27-17. So yeah, I'll take the Chiefs.
I think it's more than that.
Really?
Give me the Chiefs as well.
Chalky Kramer.
It's not though. I didn't see a green dollar sign over there. It's a favorite, but the money, you want the money split on this one? Sean?
Sure. Head over to VSiN, check out the betting splits.
It's 50-50, almost right down the middle, Sean. So I'll accept your apology. No big deal. 125 on the West Coast. Packers head to Denver. Great Jersey matchup here, Sean.
Classic.
The Broncos coming off Thursday.
What Super Bowl was that?
95.
Yeah, that sounds right.
The Broncos coming off Thursday night. The Packers coming off a bye, so almost buys both way. Denver sandwich spot is Kansas City on both sides. It's just brutal for this Broncos team. I honestly don't understand why they do this in the schedule.
How'd you guys not get an icon of Andy Reid for that sandwich spot?
The Kool-Aid, yeah.
Eating that sandwich.
Josh, new update. Any sandwich spot is just
Andy Reid eating
a
sandwich.
No matter what. Yes. Green Bay coming off the bye, laying a point, -115 on the money line. Broncos -105 the other way. 45 is the total. It does seem like there's going to be some rain potentially in this one. Wind probably not a factor. A lot of shit's being talked about Jordan Love.
Yes.
It does seem like this Packers team is getting healthier.
Yeah.
Only player that's trending towards not playing this weekend is the linebacker Campbell. And that even includes getting Stokes back, one of their cornerbacks who I believe is on the PUP or just been activated.
Yeah, I think the only way you're taking Denver is if you're just talking yourselves into the idea of, oh man, it just can't get worse for Denver. They're due to win one of these games. This is the first time in the Super Bowl era Denver has started without an ATS win in their first 6 games. Most places have them as 0-5-1.
Nathaniel Hackett, that's crazy.
No, he covered some.
He was a covering machine compared to Peyton.
I think Aaron Jones could mean a lot for this offense. And if there ever is a get right game for the Packers offense, it's got to be against this Denver defense. 32nd in defensive DVOA, and that's a combination of 32nd pass DVOA and 32nd run DVOA. Do you realize how hard it is to be 32nd in both? Because usually if you're so bad at one of them, they don't do the other one as much, and it balances. You're like 32 and 28 or 32 and 27. To be 32nd in both pass and run DVOA is really a masterpiece of shittiness.
It shows very poor effort. They're cutting players left and right.
Yeah.
If you want to play the conspiracy, we missed, right? It wasn't the Cardinals who were tanking. It's the Broncos who were tanking. Who knew the best way to tank was keep Russell Wilson out there, embarrass him, maybe he quits. Maybe he retires. Maybe he reduces that dead cap number. Sean Payton's not trying, or Sean Payton's a horrible coach.
Probably a little A, little B.
Green Bay.
Woo, it's talking about weed.
And if this is the game that Jordan Love gets right, they're coming out the bye. He's what is he hearing? People talk about how he's inaccurate. he's taking too long to make decisions.
I mean, how do you bet on Broncos at +1? How? You have to live with yourself. You have to hold that physical ticket, look in the mirror, and go, "I'm on the Broncos."
Weeks ago, we were talking about the roster of the Packers being very nice. So regardless of what Jordan Love is, like, hey, this team maybe can do something.
Yeah.
Now they're a pick 'em against one of the worst teams in the league. Yeah, it doesn't seem to make sense to me either. Green Bay, lay the point. Although some will tell you that Denver is a nice teaser leg. We do not agree. We do not agree with that.
I don't know why it cracks me up.
First
Sharp talk.
First public side I've taken, Sean. That does scare me a little bit, but it makes so much sense. So I understand. I agree.
Why would anyone?
I
bet
agree
on?
with these people. These people are smart. All right, Sunday Night Football.
Give me 3.5 if you want me to think about this game.
Really? Is that the number you need?
Maybe 3.
Dolphins head up to Philly to take on the Eagles. Eagles laying 2 -125 on the money line. Dolphins +105. 52 is the total. Jalen Hurts coming off a dud. So I assume he's been staring at his lock screen, getting motivated for the week.
Well, I don't think he needed any extra motivation.
Okay.
Coming off the loss, he hasn't lost back-to-back games. You got to go back to October 24th, 2021. If you're talking about Jalen Hurts back-to-back losses, this is for a guy who keeps receipts and motivates himself for times where he lost. I mean, how can you not be super motivated to take down Tua? You know, they downplay it. They're friends, but man, he got humiliated. He got pulled from a national championship game for this guy. He transferred to another school. It crushed his draft stock down to the second round, and ever since then, he's got the chip on his shoulder that's been driving him to success, near MVP, near Super Bowl champ. Great year last year, starting out 5-1. And what was that one domino that got that fucked his whole shit up? It was Tua. I think he has a massive chip on his shoulder to show he's the better quarterback than Tua.
He went and played for Lincoln Riley. I mean, not the worst thing to get your draft stock up.
Okay.
So maybe it helped him. Maybe it was a good thing.
It was a great thing getting pulled in the national championship game. Good spin, Ryan.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little surprised this isn't 3. What's the spin on that? Just Eagles. Not
The Eagles. Well. I mean, let's
injuries.
Get in the injury situation is pretty serious for the Eagles. Lane Johnson, I'm reporting he will be playing. He's dealing with a minor ankle sprain.
Okay, in.
Okay. Jalen Carter, Darius Slay, both limited in practice today, but they will be playing. Yes.
They will be playing.
Yeah. Now Devonta Smith popped up on the injury report with a hamstring. That's always concerning. Could be vet rest day, or hamstring injuries are the hardest to predict for these kind of things. I'll knock on wood. I'm optimistic he makes it back out there, but even on the back end, Reed Blankenship didn't practice today. You need all the help you can get in the backfield. Sidney Brown, the rookie safety, that's looked pretty good. He was a full practice today, so I expect him to be out there as well. So they are dealing with some injuries on the defensive side. Everyone is aware of the Lane Johnson with and without splits. If he doesn't play, that's really going to hurt them. But it's going to come down: can they slow down Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? I don't think it's going to be a big a Raheem Mostert game, because I do think the Eagles' rush defense has been pretty consistent. Now, you got to play up on Tyreek Hill. You got to push him around. Don't give him free space. Don't give him free release. Get into his face, knock Tua around. And I think that's your pattern for winning the game. On the offensive side, I think AJ Brown will continue to have. I mean, he's had, I think, over 125 yards in 4 games in a row. He's been awesome. And last but not least, Kelly Green jerseys will be popping. So Sunday night, it's going to be lit. Lincoln Financial Field. Eagles at home. Jalen Hurts coming off a loss. Eagles coming off a loss. Go Birds.
When was the last time they wore these jerseys?
It's a good question.
Were they a good team or a bad team? Is this like the creamsicles?
Yeah, that was interesting too. Like, why would you bring up a jersey where your team was horrible? And I think they may have had one good year in the creamsicles. You got to go back to 2010. That was the Michael Vick run there. So, yeah, a good team for sure.
Probably looked good in those.
No, he did.
All right. So Lane Johnson, are you just being optimistic?
Actually, this is from a good friend of the program, Brian Baldinger.
He's saying that Lane Johnson will go.
Yes.
Okay.
He talked to Lane. He said it on the.
No, he's a fat guy whisperer. I trust him.
No, he was hanging out, working out with Lane.
Baldy's a hilarious guy.
I was talking to Lane. He was in there in the barn. I went in there, got a workout in his barn. They always talk about Lane's workout barn. I talked to him. He said he's good to go. He'll be playing against Miami. Like he just breaks.
I just like how Baldy's like he's offensive lineman Bill Walton.
He's just got that mangled claw of a hand.
He's Bill Walton if he played offensive line. I don't understand how you would not lay the points with Philly. I'm like genuinely surprised this number is not 3. It coming down from the look ahead of 2.5. The one thing I noticed with the Giants game. So McDaniel, the idea is he's going to scheme quick shit up.
Yeah.
I don't think the way you take Tyreek Hill away is by like double covering him and doing all this stuff. The Giants had the most success just having someone chase him around and getting to Tua quickly.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles can probably do that.
Get that interior pressure with Jalen.
And I would imagine it's going to be a different vibe than what the Dolphins have faced so far.
And Dolphins haven't been great as road dogs. 2-10 straight up last 12 games as a road dog. Dating back to last season, Tua has lost 6 of his last 8 as a road underdog.
Like the atmospheres the Dolphins have been in this year. LA Chargers, New England Patriots, now that all the Patriots fans don't care about football. Buffalo, where they got their ass beat, and home games. So yeah, I don't know who's taking the 2 points here.
But the betting splits aren't uneven at all. There's certainly people that can talk themselves into taking Miami.
Yeah, I guess you're taking Miami because of the injuries. You think that the Eagles are down right now. If Lane Johnson doesn't play, obviously it hurts the Eagles' chances. Interesting one for me. And also, I would imagine that the Eagles offense will have success against this defense as well. It's a defense that almost invites you to have small bits of success over and over and over and over again. And that's like exactly what the Eagles love to do. It's like the ice cream, the giant tub of ice cream in my freezer, just a little bit at a time. If I don't get a bowl, it doesn't count. 5. All right, let's go over to Monday Night Football. Niners
smoking my weed.
Well, it's true. If I don't get a bowl, it doesn't count. Niners head to Minnesota to play in the spaceship. Kyle Shanahan back-to-back road spot.
And we didn't even mention Julio Jones.
Oh, totally forgot about
so that
big addition.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, he's cooked. But you do remember he did have 7 for 74 and a touchdown in that playoff game. That was in January of this year. That feels like so long ago. I like Julio Jones as a guy. I'm not expecting a ton. Could he be better than Quez Watkins, who's going on the IR? Sure. They even went out of their way to say, hey, he's not going to have a highlighted role. So I like Julio.
He's going to be active.
Well, that'll be interesting. I think it would depend.
Soft tissue injury.
Yeah.
If he's active. That's my prediction.
Who?
Julio.
Oh, Julio's not injured.
No, I'm saying if he's active, he's going to pick up a soft tissue injury.
Well, yeah, I mean that was
part
run
of like 5 routes and then
that was part of his issue. He's an old guy, probably not. I mean, I'm sure he's in shape, but football shape, and you get old, it's tough.
Especially,
but Julio Jones anytime touchdown.
Oh.
As soon as those, I mean, you definitely know I'm going to be putting him in first touchdown.
Maybe that's the review you leave for the NFL Gambling Podcast. Get the Julio Jones.
Oh yeah. That's good. That's good mojo.
All right. Niners catching 82% of the bets, laying the 6.5, minus 300 on the money line. Minnesota plus 240. 44 is the total. Yeah, back-to-back road spot. Also, they just got their ass beat. I do think it does.
Is that positive or negative for the 49ers?
You like that? You like that?
I guess it depends on what kind of fan you are. But I would imagine if you're ever going to say a lot was put into a game, I mean, you drop your top 2 running backs. One of them plays receiver sometimes. And I think so your reserves are playing a bunch. You're in this physical battle. You're playing the best defensive line you have in a while. Your offensive line gets exposed. Your quarterback gets exposed. You had to go to Ohio, specifically Cleveland. And now did you stay in the Midwest? Do we know if they? I didn't even look to see if they had bro time in the Midwest. Maybe somewhere near a lake where they could have a boat trip. Call the Vikings. They know how to host that kind of event. I think it was different kind of music in that boat trip.
It's interesting.
More
Looking, I'm over on the FTN fantasy. They got a bunch of the advanced stuff. Vikings number 2 in adjusted offensive line yards. You would not know that at all from watching that Vikings team.
That they're good at running the ball.
Well, are they good?
Are you looking at the offensive line yards?
Yes.
Yeah. So that would tell you that they should be capable of getting a push.
Yeah.
And
but the running backs don't make that happen.
Cam Akers, if he only stayed in Los Angeles, he'd have a full-time opportunity. This game is gross. The number is gross. Brock Purdy 2-4 ATS on the road in his career. Not quite the darling he is at home. Any chance this is a Kirk Cousins revenge spot after hearing that Kyle Shanahan tried really hard to trade for him?
I think if anyone knows Kirk Cousins' game, it's Kyle Shanahan. I mean, by all the accounts, he's been rock hard for this guy for years, trying to get him to play for him. Hasn't been able to make that happen.
This is all. I mean, yeah, he's everything Trey Lance couldn't be.
Well, and maybe it was the division game, or maybe it was no Justin Jefferson, but that Vikings offense looked pretty bad against the Bears defense, right?
It's hard to argue that point.
So, and the Vikings haven't been great ATS since 2020, 10-18.
But do you want to hear some bullshit?
I'm listening.
Kirk Cousins as a member of the Vikings is 5-3 straight up in prime time at home.
Okay.
He's at home here. I'm just saying. The Kirk Cousins we love to fade as a Viking at home, he's 5-3 straight up.
What about ATS?
I don't. I mean, he's a dog.
Yeah,
that's unnecessary mental gymnastics.
So
you're just trying to reject the data any way possible.
He's bad in prime time, right? What do we make all the Niners injuries? You got Christian McCaffrey banged up, Deebo Samuel banged up, Trent Williams banged up.
None of them are considered to be long term,
right? But then they all say has a chance to play. That means doesn't play, right?
All right. So Christian McCaffrey, it's an oblique thing.
Yeah, it's pain management.
I could have swore. So when we were watching the game, he went out, and then he came back in, and then he went out again.
That's what I thought, but then someone said he got knocked out and didn't come back in. But I don't trust their analysis.
Do they have 8 screens tracking?
I don't think
every
they
game?
do.
I think he tried to play through it, and yeah, I would. It seems like McCaffrey has a chance to play, but what you have these other guys, why would you play him? And then it becomes if they don't play him, I love this spot for Minnesota. But on the flip side, you mentioned it earlier. Is Justin Jefferson not being there a problem, or was this just the matchup last week? Divisional teams know each other.
But
I know the Bears are the Bears, but they're divisional teams, Sean. You know that.
Nick Bosa's pretty healthy. I mentioned some injuries. Nick Bosa was not on one of those. Nick Bosa is going to break Kirk Cousins. Smash through that plexiglass container he was going to use to protect him from spreading COVID.
You're going to lay the points.
Well, but to the counter of if you're talking yourself into Minnesota, you go, all right, well, San Francisco, yeah, it's a back-to-back road spot. Maybe they rest some of these guys. Purdy has a couple, doesn't see a couple of these blitzes, but Shanahan, like I just couldn't think of a worse matchup for the Vikings defense where they bring all those zero rush guys. Like Shanahan's chomping at the bit to put like 3 tight ends on the field and run some Shanahanigans to counter this, right? Don't you think Kyle Shanahan's going to figure out how to stop a team that wants to blitz all the time?
What does the flow chart tell us about Shanahan versus McVay?
He usually beats him.
Yeah, pretty sure Minnesota is McVay. He's a McVay disciple. So does that count? Yeah. This game I hate. I hate this game.
Terrell with a great stat in the YouTube chat. Shanahan 1-6 ATS as a road favorite of 7 or more.
All right. So you're saying we should take Minnesota?
Well, it's not 7 or more. It's 6.5.
Oh. Why is it a great stat then?
Oh,
you're leading the witness.
It is a strong trend. He doesn't do well as a big favorite on the road. We've been against that angle a couple times, fading them as road favorites. We had the Browns, we had the Steelers. One worked out, one didn't. But I'll go Shanahan off a loss, and I'll actually take San Francisco -6.5.
Shanahan. Well, they're going to be fluffing him up so hard on the broadcast, talking about John Lynch standing down there looking all strapping on the sidelines. Give me Minnesota plus the points.
Really?
Can't do it.
All right. You know what? You talked me into it.
I can't do it.
I'll go Minnesota.
I don't want to be on San Francisco. We didn't really discuss it, but they were a high point team last week. Maybe they're still a little too high.
Yeah. All right. I'll take a 4-point game.
Monday night.
Monday night has been low scoring, so I think that actually bodes well for a home dog here. 24-20.
People, what do you think Kirk Cousins thinks about all these trade rumors?
He said he's not waiving his no trade clause. I don't think it's bothered.
He likes being in the Midwest.
Yeah,
you saw him at the Twins game. He's just
he loves the low
man.
pressure lifestyle of the Vikings.
Yeah, it's perfect. They're a basketball school, so it's easy to be the quarterback there.
Happy birthday.
Time for the lock, dog, and tease.
It says here you went first.
Yep, I did. Do you want me to continue to go first?
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed the sweat of losing $10,000.
Oh, well, let's see. That is that.
No, Sean, we're gonna do a little pre-production right now, but 100% that segment on VSiN this Friday is gonna be talking all about sweats and how great they are, and the whole point. That's exactly what I want. So yeah, you should go for it. See, producer Josh agrees with me, stating in the Google sheet, yes, you should go first.
Wow, it's because Josh is on an insane.
You know, if
heater.
you were a patron like this anonymous wombat who's in here right now, you could be watching Josh chat with us in real time.
And you get Josh's picks. We don't reveal Josh's picks on the air. Josh has been on a heater, and you have access to them in the sheet.
Yeah, he's doing well for
sportsgamingpodcast.com/Patreon, and we're recording the Colby Dant bonus episode this week, so stay tuned for that. A lot of fun.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
What do you got, Sean? Wow. Okay.
I got. Is it crazy to lock up the Packers? I don't think it is.
Oh. So you're just full fade on
the Denver Broncos.
Full fade on Denver. Which, by the way, while Sean's thinking, no close your eyes special this week. It's 6-2 ATS on the year. None. It's kind of a lame week. We got 6 teams on bye: Carolina, Cincinnati, Dallas, New York, Tennessee, and Houston.
My other lock. Go Birds. Eagles get it done against the Miami Dolphins.
Oh my.
Oh my, indeed, Ryan. For my money line dog, this one.
That's spicy. Spicy.
It gets a little tough, the money line dogs, because they're all either small or.
That's fine.
The Bill or the Patriots.
I got some data on this actually. Let's see. Your average price on your dogs plus 140. My average price plus 180.
Okay.
You're 5-1. I'm 1-5.
So what's a better strategy?
Low price. Winners.
Give me
better
a winner.
Strategy. Winners.
Winners always. I'm not doing the Bears again. I can't do that. I will do the
don't.
Pittsburgh Steelers on the money line. Let's go back to the well. Plus 135. For my tease, now we're talking teases. Seattle -1.5, and then what else we got on the tease? Oh man, I'm not putting the Bears in the tease. Not putting the Browns in the tease. Kansas City, teasing that to +0.5. In case the tie comes to get you. And then I kind of want to tease the Vikings up to 12.5.
Ooh,
unconventional tease.
They won't see that coming.
Tease gods won't see that coming. Pittsburgh up to 12.5. And shout out to Andrew Themelis, listener of the podcast, Patriots fan. He was taking umbrage, Ryan.
Oh, no. What do you
with
mean?
your with what you said about Pats fans, how they don't watch anymore.
Oh,
he said they
watches?
do. Oh yeah, he said he never misses a game.
He's probably one of the real fans that got mad at me for saying
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
why do you only blame Mac Jones? You need to also blame Devontae Parker.
I think he's also out on Mac Jones.
Agree.
I'll clarify his position on it, but he was saying, "Hey, we still watch the games. We just know they suck, so you don't hear a lot from us."
Here's who I hold accountable personally,
or something similar.
in this order: Mac Jones 1, Devontae Parker 2. That right tackle that just decided to not block Max Crosby at all 3, and then Gesicki, who softest attempt to block anyone
Max
I've ever
Crosby.
seen.
If there was ever a game that was rigged, Max Crosby
He's a
Mike
grown-
Gesicki check his bank account.
He's an elite athlete playing in the National Football League, and Max Crosby just moves him to the side like water. All right,
Kermer, what do you got?
kind of want to get a little frisky this week.
Okay,
What do you think?
go for
You
it.
feeling frisky? Seattle -7.5.
Oh, nice.
Kansas City -5.5.
They were considered
Bang bang.
lock potential for me. Both those actually.
Dog. I do really think I like the Steelers play. I don't want to have the same.
Okay.
I kind of want to have the same dog as you, but I won't take the same.
Don't
dog.
believe in your Giants.
No, we're not doing that right.
Okay.
It would be a great call because they are going to be
Moneyline Max saying Patriots +300. What better way to atone for your sins, Ryan?
My sins.
Or what better way for the
I did
Patriots to
everything
pay
right.
you back?
I did everything right. What if Brock Purdy isn't him?
Yeah.
Even the Minnesota Vikings +240.
Okay. Don't hate that.
Kirk Cousins 5-3 straight up as a prime time guy at home.
Yeah. I can't do the prime time.
You know what? Cross that off. Give me the Colts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, PJ Walker going. I can't do that either. Cross that off. Give me the
tough.
give me the Steelers.
All right.
That was the only. That's the only one I like.
Tease.
Oof. Got it. A lot of Atlanta 8.5.
Gotta have your Falcons action.
Thank you. Giants 8.5.
Giants Falcons tease. You love that.
Seattle
love that opportunity.
1.5.
Okay. Seattle -1.5. So Ryan, the podcast we recorded early on in the show, we took the Seattle Seahawks in the Survivor.
Let me look at the sheet. Right
Okay.
here.
Slightly, I guess.
Nope. Yep. That's Seattle.
Cards historically have been okay in Seattle, but I think this is the perfect time to fade this Cardinals team.
Oh yeah, smash spot.
And perfect time to get on Seattle after that tough loss.
Smash!
So Seattle is our play for the Circuit Survivor. Now,
And the other thing I'd say is they don't really. The other spots you like them in the future, it's they play Arizona again week 18, and then maybe Washington in week 10. Not a ton of options, so this is the time to burn them. I expect them to be 80% in Vegas in the Circuit Survivor.
yeah, and honestly, if you're
What
doing
could possibly
if you're
go
doing the
wrong?
Second Chance Survivor, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor, and you're getting in there, I think. Now, obviously, I like Seattle here, but if you're looking for strategy, not playing Seattle, and if Seattle goes down, you're looking pretty good for a chance at 3K. Because I imagine since ours is a second chance, and you can use the Chiefs, you can use the Bills. Maybe it won't be as lopsided as I think.
No, that changes a lot, but still, I mean, most times the size of the spread and is the team home or away, that's generally the correlation. So yeah, I'd still expect Seattle to be most popular.
But I did just lose some money here because I did have side bet with producer Josh that you would have Falcons money line as your dog.
Really?
So yeah, No, I'm kidding. But the chat was waiting for you, Ryan, to select the Falcons as your dog.
I'm laser focused right now. This isn't I'm not out here throwing Philly into my DFS lineup. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Uncorrelated.
AJ Brown's been awesome.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So for our millions plays, Seattle, KC, Green Bay, Philly,
and Pittsburgh. Come on.
and Pittsburgh.
What are you doing?
Pittsburgh +3. It's just that simple.
Just bringing back the hits. 4 favorites and a dog.
It's a good shot. I feel like that formula has worked for us.
This is crazy. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 6 favorites on the. I guess there's only 13 games.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, I got 6 favorites as well.
Nice. And somehow our card has 4 of them.
Yeah. Well, we picked the right ones, Ryan. We picked the right ones.
All the money on Seattle.
Hey, thank you as always for tuning in. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. Get in there. It's a free shot at $3,000. I feel like an idiot explaining this to you guys. You guys know what to do. Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN, the 100% deposit bonus up to $500. They won't tell me which day they're going to stop doing it. So if you're on the fence, sign up now so you don't miss out on that instant deposit bonus. And we'll be back. Bonus Patreon show with Colby. And then we'll be back talking props after Thursday Night Football.
I'm very excited for the show with Colby as well.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Great show, Sean.
Kramer. Let it ride.